Hello one, hello all from Callie the dog trainer. I am sharing this video in a very timely manner. I think maybe I should have shared it sooner or made it earlier. But I have had an onslaught of clients who are contacting me with potty training issues. And I think we've had a lot of Christmas puppies. People might be thinking they should have already figured this out by now. And I just want to tell you guys, dogs are not like cats. You can't just put down a litter box and expect them to know. I always try really hard to make analogies that my clients will understand. And if you can think of having a baby who has to wear a diaper and you have to potty train them, some of us may not have children. Maybe we're not familiar with that. Maybe it's been a long time since we've had little tiny ones, and maybe we have forgotten the the process, the grueling process that it was to potty train a child. But puppies do not come in their brains automatically knowing where to go potty, and especially because we have invited them into our world, it's definitely our responsibility to mentor them and to help them figure things out. So I always come at any type of dog training with that in my heart, that we are responsible to mentor and educate our canine companions. And some of us maybe don't know all of the things. So this is to help you. Okay, so I've already got my pictures drawn. My husband made fun of me because I tried to record this and my pictures, I'm not an artist, I'm a dog trainer, so you can laugh if you'd like. But I'm going to give you guys what I tell people in consults so that I can hopefully save you some time, save you some headache and frustration, and help you to have a much more successful and faster sped up process for potty training. Okay, so I always tell people we have a three-pronged approach with puppies. And this is not just applicable to puppies. It could be a dog that you just brought home from a shelter who might even be older than a puppy. Puppies are usually 6 to 8 months of age or younger, depending on the size of the dogs. Some smaller dogs are going to, hit puberty and become a young adult sooner than larger dogs that take more time to grow as large as they are. But also, if you've got a dog who's new to your house, this will still be applicable, still be very helpful. So I always tell people I have a three-prong approach, and these are our prongs right here. If you are at home with your dog, you as the owner human give your dog 100% attention. You can have your dog on leash or off leash. They can move about the house. You're giving them attention, okay? And you're looking for pre-potty signals. A lot of people may not know what they are, and sometimes some dogs, their pre-potty signals might be different. And if you're paying attention to them, this is a really good way for you to learn about your dog, for you to get to know your dog better. Most common pre-potty signals. You might have a puppy that starts kind of being interested in the ground. Maybe they look like they're sniffing around. Maybe they kind of start doing circles. Maybe you're playing with them and they pause and they look like, uh-oh, right? They're pausing in movement. Sometimes they might want to go outside to go potty. They might want to go to the right place, and maybe we don't know that that's what they need in that moment. And they might get a little frustrated and they might get mouthy and maybe even get a little bitey. Maybe they'll put their mouth on you to get your attention. These are the most common ones that I have seen. Your dog might be a little different. If you have recognized other pre-potty signals that I am not listing here, I would love for you to share those in the comments because they do exist. Every dog is different. Every dog is unique. But if your dog is off leash, on leash, and you're giving 100% attention and you see any of these, immediately we're going to go outside with that puppy, okay? And you're going to go outside with that puppy. Here's a little drawing for you. On leash, okay? Because puppies, especially when they have been taken away from their litter mates and their mama dog and the environment where they were born, they're now at your place, whether you're in an apartment, a house, whatever, right? And when you go outside, it's a big world. There are a lot of things out there that are new. There might be little creatures crawling around. There might be birds in the sky. If you're in your backyard and they're off leash, they're going to be like, oh, what's this? And they might tinker around and they get really interested and they forget what they're doing. And please feel free to laugh at this if this has happened to you, but you might have brought your puppy back inside and you're like, oh, I guess I didn't have to go potty. And then they go in your house and you're so mad. The puppy didn't mean to, okay? So don't take it personal. But when you limit them on leash, they only have basically, the circumference of that leash going around you. That gives them very limited access. That gives them only so much space to sniff. And if they are going to go potty, then they'll go, right? We'll go back to this as far as if they don't go. We're going to talk about that. But you see any of these pre-potty signals, you go immediately outside. And when you get outside, and if they do go potty, if you've got training treats or kibble, or even if you don't have any food on you, you can praise and be like, yay, good job, you did it, this is the right place. And while they're going to the bathroom, you could say the word that you want them to know so that you can put that going to the bathroom on cue as a learned behavior, and you might go potty, 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 right? So you say it while they're doing it, not before, because they're just probably observing their environment. They don't know what they're doing. But in the action of going tinkle or going number 2, you can say potty, 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 and they'll go, okay, that's what I'm doing right now, okay? The second part of our 3-prong approach is we give them less than our full and undivided attention. And in this circumstance, you have them on leash, okay? Sometimes puppies might like to put the leash in their mouth. They do make leashes that have different materials. Some are made out of nylon. Those are very easy to chew through. Some are made out of like different fabrics. Some are made out of leather. If you've got a puppy who's really mouthy with a leash, you can get a leash that is like a thin chain metal type leash. Usually those come with like leather handles. That can prevent them from like chewing on the leash. If that's an issue, if you have issues with that, reach out to a trainer. We can help you with that. But if you're not giving them full attention, maybe you're like, hey, I want to go make some toast. Hey, I want to go sit down and watch TV. That puppy needs to be in your line of sight. And most leashes are going to be 4 or 6 feet long, okay? That means that for the most part, they're going to stay within your line of sight. That's really good. If you start to see them do pre-potty signals, because they're going to be within your line of sight, you immediately take them outside. If you don't catch it because maybe they're in your periphery and you're kind of doing something else, maybe you start to hear them tinkle. Maybe you start to see them squat to go number 2. You can give them a quick little tug on the leash. It doesn't have to be, we're not making our dog airborne, okay? You're giving a tug on the leash because you're trying to disrupt the thinking, that you're trying to disrupt that behavior. And then you get that puppy outside and you try to let them finish out there. They're gonna have mistakes. There will be accidents. Do not lose your temper over it. They're figuring things out. You're helping them. It will happen, okay? It's okay. So, but dogs are pattern perfectionists. And so if they have a couple of accidents in the house and they get a quick little boop, tug on the leash, then they're gonna start going, hey, every time I do that, you're trying to get my attention, and then we go outside. That's gonna start cluing them in to where they need to go, okay? So you give them a little tug, you go outside, you take care of it out there, and then you come back inside and good to go, right? The last of the 3 of our 3-prong approach is, let's say nobody's at home. Maybe we're at work and at school. Maybe we cannot give any attention. Maybe, we had to go to the grocery store, whatever. Your puppy needs to go into a crate. I have worked with several people who initially expressed to me, crates just make me feel bad. I really don't like them. Like, I just feel like they're in puppy prison. And I just take a breath, just like I just did. I want you guys to think about babies, toddlers, infants. If we can't give them undivided attention, and if we just let them crawl around and do as they please, they're going to be putting everything in their mouth. They could choke, right? They're going to grab things off of shelves, things that could fall on them. And so we have no issue putting a little baby into a crib or a pack and play, right? And so I want you guys to change your mindset on a crate, because a crate for a dog is symbolic, and it helps them actually to feel safe in the wild. A dog, if it's going to seek refuge, if it's going to try to find a place to rest, if it's going to avoid predators, it's going to find a cave-like thing that has maybe only one point of entry and exit that really they can have to themselves. And so I tell people, I don't know if you've ever had to share a bedroom as a kid. Some people are fortunate, maybe they didn't have to. But when you get your own bedroom, you're just like, this is rocking. This is great, right? We don't have to share space with something. Like, this is my private place of solitude. For a dog, a crate is that way, okay? So if you have previously thought crates were terrible, please rethink it and don't worry about it. Okay, so then we start talking a little bit more about potty training with a puppy. You need to kind of have a schedule if you can, and you need to be thinking about these things. Younger puppies, they don't know how to hold their bladder. I often will suggest, if you are going to feed your puppy and they are going to eat food, if you're going to allow them to drink some water, right? Immediately after these two things, we're going to go out to potty, right? You never know. They might need to go, they might not. That's okay. If you're kind of on it, let's say it's like a Saturday, a Sunday, maybe you don't work on those days, maybe you work from home. Younger puppies almost always need to probably be going out. Like if we're talking 8, 9, 10 weeks old, they need to probably go out every like 20 or 30 minutes if you can give it to them. If not, like, I understand it happens, right? So your routine would be like, maybe they're sleeping in the crate, or maybe they're taking a nap in the crate. And as soon as they come out of the crate, they need to go outside, because most likely they've probably been holding it if they can, and they need to get it out. We don't want to let them wander around the house, have an accident, and get upset about it, okay? So they're going to come out of, the crate, they're going to have food, they're going to have water, we're going to go straight outside, and we're going to go potty. And so the next thing that we need to talk about is the crate. And I've drawn 2 pictures here. Your crate for your dog, it should be tall enough where they can easily be in a stand and enter, and that they don't have to crouch down to get in there. They should be able to stand up and they should be fine, right? And then if they're a little smaller than that, you might have some extra space. Now here's where we have some issues. Some people might say, well, Callie, I am using a crate and I still have a dog that's going to the bathroom in it. There's 2 things for that, okay? Dogs are typically clean animals, and the only reason that they would go potty in the crate, there's 2 reasons. First reason is they've probably gone several times and it has become a part of their habit. They've probably just realized, like, I'm not going to get outside, I have to go. And they might say, this is my life, I guess I'm just going to have to go to the bathroom here. This is what we call in our industry habituation. A lot of times when you have people who crate their dogs all day long and they're puppies and they haven't had a lot of practice, they don't know how to hold it, they might have to go, and then they just kind of are in it. And dogs don't like that typically. So if you have a larger crate than the size of your dog, and sometimes you get a puppy and you're like, I know they're going to get big, I'm not going to want to go through a small, medium, large crate. You might get a large crate. And newer crates these days, they often will come with an extra metal wire wall. And that metal wire wall can go inside of this crate, and it can create a little, barrier. Some of you might have crates that either don't have one of those extra walls, or maybe it's an older crate and it didn't come with one. Who knows, right? That's okay. When you have this much extra space for a dog, they look at this as, hey, this is my bedroom, this is my ensuite bathroom. I'm going to sleep here and I'm going to go potty over here, okay? We don't want them to have that ensuite bathroom. That is not an excellent idea. If you don't have that wall that can go in and create that smaller space for the dog, get you some Amazon boxes, do something. Take up the extra floor space, okay? Get rid of that floor space so that we get rid of that ensuite bathroom. And then more than likely, if your dog's in a smaller space, they're going to be less likely to go to the bathroom, because dogs are usually clean animals. Again, unless they've come from a hoarding situation, unless they've been neglected, they don't want to go potty and be stuck in it or near it for hours and hours and hours. So if we make that space smaller, this is also going to help them to train their bladder and get better bladder control. And that's super important as we're learning our potty training habits, okay? So they come out of the crate. Maybe we take them immediately out to go potty. Maybe they come in and they have some food and they have some water. We'll go outside and go potty again. We play, we hang out, we go outside and go potty again. And then you might be going to work or something of that nature, and we might need to put them back into their kennel. And some people may go, man, I feel so bad that my dog is in a kennel for so many hours a day. You guys, especially with puppies, this is something that is not typically talked about, and vets don't always have time when they're going from one appointment to the next to tell you this. Puppies, on average, they need about 20 hours a day of sleep. I'm not telling you to leave your dog into the crate for 20 hours, but what I am saying is dogs can hit a fatigue threshold, and if they're really tired and you start noticing some poor behavior, you're like, man, my dog is getting fussy, he's biting me, he's like really just hard to handle, it's, frustrating, and he's destroying things. Guess what? Your puppy's probably tired, and you probably need to put your puppy back into the crate for a nap. And maybe your puppy makes a lot of noise. You know what you can do? You can maybe put a blanket on top of it, and then that way it makes it dark. And especially if you have met all of your dog's needs, they probably are just needing a nap. The needs might include, have we had food? Have we had water? Have we played? Have we maybe done some training? Is our brain kind of worn down? What else do we need? You've got a list that you need to be thinking about. If we've met all of those needs and we still have a puppy who is just kind of a little wound up, then it might be time for a nap. It's just like a kid. They don't self-regulate. They're going to get FOMO. They don't want to be put down for a nap because they want to be with their people. And so we want to ensure that they have enough rest. You guys have heard that for every, year of a human life, that's the equivalent for a dog in 7 years. Their metabolic processes and their mitochondria, they're doing so much with energy that they are growing so much that they need rest. They need a lot of rest, especially as puppies, until they hit like their full grown size. And if you guys have cameras on your dogs at home while you're at work, if you're not there to entertain your dog, guess what they're probably doing? They're probably sleeping, because that's what they do. They just, even out in the wild, during the heat of the day, they're going to be sleeping. They're going to be most active earlier in the morning and right before bedtime. That's typically when in the wild they're going to try to go find some food, because those of the prey that they have to choose from are going to be out trying to seek water and food for themselves. And then they hide during the day so that they can, self-preserve and stay alive. So, you might get a puppy and your expectation is that they're going to be super easy and that they're going to know how to do things. They don't. And you need to know that in the early stages, they need a lot of mentorship and they need a lot of help. To that end, I hope that I've helped you out with some of this information. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And keep in mind, if you have any issues with a crate, or if you want to introduce a crate to your dog and you're like, I don't know how to do that, I don't want it to be a bad experience, I need some help with it, call me, call a trainer. We can try to help you, do some crate games with your puppy, help your dog to feel safe inside of their, it can be a really fun activity. But just be sure you've got a crate that is adequately sized, right? It's not too large. Or if it's too large, that you've taken up floor space, you've put that wall in, you've done something. And, really, if you've ever seen your dog circle into a donut and fall asleep like that, maybe a little bit more than that is the amount of space that you need. And when you go outside, here's the most important thing before we end the video. Let's say your puppy comes out of the crate, you go outside, doesn't go potty, doesn't do anything, right? Come inside, eats, drinks, you go outside, doesn't go potty. And again, we've been in this situation where we come inside and the dog goes potty inside. This is what's going to speed up your potty training. This is huge. When you go outside on your leash, again, they only have, the amount of length of leash around you to sniff or do whatever they want to do. And then you come back inside, and you know what happens if they don't go potty when you've given them the opportunity? They go right back into that kennel. or that crate, okay? And you might go, but they didn't go to the bathroom. That's okay, because especially if it's an appropriate sized crate, they're not going to need to, hang out in there for too long. They're going to maybe be, you leave them in there for a few minutes more, bring them outside, see if they'll try to go. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just very interested in the squirrel in the tree, or maybe they're looking up and they're seeing an airplane fly over by. Ooh, that's big and interesting, and who knows if it's safe. They're thinking about all the things in their environment. You come back inside, they go back into the grate, and the dog is going to start recognizing, dang it, every time that we come back inside, I keep going into the crate. And then you go outside and they finally go to the bathroom. And they come inside, and if you're not having to go to school or to work or what have you, then guess what they get? They can hang out either with 100% attention or a little bit less than 100% attention, and they can be around, roam in the house. You can help them learn, on leash is great. If you have a puppy, it's my recommendation. Let's not let them start the habit of chewing on baseboards or finding shoes. We don't need them to get obstructions in their belly to go under surgery to remove them so that they don't die. But they're going to recognize when you go back inside that they go into the kennel, you come outside, they go back inside into the kennel, they come outside, they go potty, and then they have access to the house. And then they're going to go, dang, that's so much nicer. Maybe I should just go potty outside. And that's really cool, because they're going to realize, I need to do this. I need to do this in the right place. If they're inside and they start to go tinkle by mistake and they're off leash and you catch them, you can just make a clapping sound, go no, 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 and then take them outside and let them go potty. If they're on leash, give them a quick little boop, tug on that leash, no, 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 take them outside. If they start to go potty outside, we make that sound, potty, 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 potty. And then if they go, yay, we throw a little puppy party. Good job, you went where you should. Maybe you give them pets and praise and love and affection, and that's very different, right? We're giving contrast. That situation where they potty outside versus inside where they get no, 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 and a tug on the leash, they're going to recognize that. They're going to appreciate that clear communication from you, because that's what they need. So again, if you have any questions, I would love to help. Feel free to reach out for more tips. I'll probably make a few more videos, and let me know if you have any questions or videos that you want me to make. Okay, have a great day, guys.